All right, what's going on, brothers? Hopefully everything's going good. Hopefully everything's going well for you guys. All right, brothers, I'm gonna use this video from Brooklyn Saint Michael. I think his name Mikhail. Mikhail. This guy's pretty good, man. He's actually breaking down this book, The Black Metropolis, which I've downloaded this book off Kindle. I haven't. I actually read few paragraphs, but anyway, man, I like that he got this book, man, and man, and the way he's breaking it down, I was like, wow. So, but anyway, it goes to show you there's nothing new under the sun, brothers. It's nothing new. Also, brothers, we'll use May God rest his soul, Robert Beck, Iceberg Slim. Iceberg Slim, brothers, was born, I think, in the 1917, 16, somewhere like that. He hit the streets young, Iceberg Slim. He hit the streets young. Show you there's nothing new. You know how all these kids great. Iceberg Slim hit the streets young. We're talking about 15, 16 years old. He was already, conning and, hit the streets. The stuff, so he hit the streets, late 30s, Iceberg Slim. And the stuff he talks about going on back then, he's like, wow, it's going on today. It's nothing new, but this stuff is nothing new. It's nothing new. And anyway, what's crazy is that Iceberg Slim, Robert Beck, and these guys here, the guys who wrote the Black Metropolis, they actually uh, correlate. They actually give each other credence, which I don't think they was doing that. I don't think Iceberg Slim, Robert Beck, even though he was in Chicago, who knows? Maybe he met these guys. I don't know. But these, of course, all these men are long gone. May God rest their souls. But I'm just saying this book was wrote, I think, in the 40s, pertaining about the 30s. So, but anyway, some of the stuff that they write what I remember reading and then listen to what he's saying, I'm like, man, these things are adding credence to one another. But anyway, whatever the case may be. But I want to use this video to drive home, because I did a video over a year ago about the colorist things. And in my theory, from since I've been living, this colorist thing is a so-called black woman's problem. Way more than a so-called black man's problem. Now, do we have black men who are colorists? I'm pretty sure we do, brothers. I have yet to meet one personally. And if we do have them, I'm willing to bet, in my theory, I'm willing to bet that they're few compared to the many. All right? But anyway, they're talking about it from back then. So this it shows you it's nothing new, and it has many real deep roots, this color thing, right? This colorist thing, right? So he's going to talk about what they're talking about in this book about Black Metropolis, which was about Bronzeville, which is in Chicago. It's actually one of the oldest, if I'm mistaken, it's one of the oldest so-called black neighborhoods, I think at least in the North. I know it's one of the first spots, it was one of the first neighborhoods, if I'm not mistaken, where blacks, when they migrated up from the South to Chicago, is where they landed at. But anyway, let's check this out. We're going to read it. And, he's going to be breaking down the passages. And we're going to get to a certain point to drive home what I was saying about the color thing with so-called black women. But let's check this out.
Fair, i.e., light-skinned Negroes seem inordinately proud of their skin color, or when richer Negroes have a predilection for associating with very light ones or encouraging their children to do so, Bronzeville calls them color-struck. One color-struck woman told an interviewer that she liked dark-skinned people
in their places. I mean, I like them, but not around me. Their place is with the rest of the dark-skinned folks.
Because that's how they've been indoctrinated. Caught up in a matrix created by colonizers, which taught them to accept the identity of black, and along with it to pick up the idea that black is evil. Another woman says much the same.
I have no ill feeling for the less fortunate, but I don't care to entertain them outside of closed doors.
Now, we usually replace the word dark for rich, but this time we left it in there to demonstrate the point. But here we see this colored woman thinking just like who? The white man. Those colorism ideas have taken root in the garden of her mind. And now she thinks just like one of them, as far as the color is concerned.
I really feel embarrassed when people see me with black persons. I do have a friend who is quite dark. I love her and really forget that she is black until we start outdoors. I never go very far with her, though.
Who is she calling less fortunate? The people with the rich brown skin. She only wants company with them in private, and here's why. Of such people, a rich brown-skinned professional man observed, you see what I mean? This is how words affect people's perception of reality.
Somewhere in their early childhood, these light-skinned people who think they are better than the dark Negroes are taught that the nearer they are to white, the better they are.
Remember the emergence from darkness into light? This is how it plays out with skin color. The light and dark words used to describe skin color plays right into it. Fits right in there like the perfect piece of the puzzle.
They have a superiority complex. This attitude, just like the attitude of white people toward Negroes, is the result of propaganda.
There are very few fair Negroes who will speak so bluntly as the two women quoted above. But there are clear indications that light people, especially women, have a tendency to form social cliques based upon skin color. So the women especially...
See what I'm saying? The women especially. So I just wanted to use that. That's the point I wanted to make. So even back then, they were saying right there, the men were saying like, especially amongst the women, it's more profound with them even though back then. Nothing new under the sun, man. And he says they believe it's due to propaganda, from slavery, so on and so forth, man. But yeah, I just want to point that out. This not be like, oh yeah, man, the women, pit women down, black women down. No, but even all my years of living, man, it's always been women. And he said especially, amongst women, they drawing those social lines, social, whatever. And like I say, man, I also think it's due to a lot of so-called black women want to look. Not, I ain't gonna say all of them, but I think a lot of them want to look like the dominant society, And you see it, like I say, don't forget what their words say, their actions show it. You're wearing blonde wigs and all this type of stuff, man. Blue eyes, green eye, all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, man, even back then, but we talking about in the 30s, even back then, it was the women real profound on this colorist thing, man. Real profound on it, Real heavy on it. But anyway, but that's it. You guys can go check out this channel, man. He breaks down this book and amongst others. He's breaking down, man. He's pretty good teacher, this guy. But also, these are good reads, brother. The Black Metropolis, man. A lot of pages, man. But yeah, I done already got it, so I'm finna go ahead and start checking it out myself. I can read it and make my own notes. But anyway, brothers, that's it. Like I say, this colors thing, and I still stand by my theory, that it is a so-called black woman's problem, more so than anything. More so than anything. I'm out. Peace.